everybody, and warm welcome to my channel, Tarot by Isabella. I am very happy to see you here, and I hope you're all doing great, even if we live in quite turbulent times for the moment. Today's video will be a reading with a crystal ball. And this video is the first video in a series of 7. And I got this idea a couple of weeks ago to make videos with messages from the crystal balls. In front of me I have my crystal balls. There are 7 different crystal balls made of 7 different stones. And every stone have its own frequency, its own vibration. And also they could have their own messages. And using a crystal ball is like tuning into the energies that are already out there. And then the crystal ball transform that information, frequency, and transmit it to me. And then I can receive it as a message in form of something symbolical that I see. Or could be pictures, could be short video clips, could be also something I feel, I hear, I smell, or I taste. And the crystal ball, or the crystal in itself, triggers the 5 senses. And the 5 senses are nothing else that some kind of electric impulses, vibrations created in the brain, and there where we receive information. It could be it's like something we see, hear, taste, smell, or feel. And this video will be a message from a crystal ball, and I will begin to do the messages from dark to light. And today I'm going to use the black crystal ball, the obsidian one. And after that I'm going to use the fluorite crystal ball, but that will be for another reading. And the reading after that will be labradorite, and then it will be amethyst, rose quartz, citrine, and quartz crystal. And it could be quite maybe interesting to see if the crystal balls have something in common in the messages they want to tell people. And I will not use any specific topic to concentrate on, just to see if there is something the crystal ball wants to say to all of you. If it's maybe it's nothing, I cannot say in advance, but it could be maybe interesting to see and compare the different crystal balls to each other. Maybe they all have something in common, maybe they don't. And that's what we're gonna find out in these readings I'm gonna do. And hopefully I will be able to do 1 reading a month, or maybe 2, depends on what's happening around in our world. Or maybe there are some other more urgent topics to talk about. Well, let's start then. I'm gonna take away the crystal balls and just keep the obsidian one. We'll just put them away. In front of me I have some short facts about obsidian, and I would like to read it first, so you know a little bit what obsidian is, what it is made of, and so on, and what maybe people have used it for in ages before. Yeah. Before I use the crystal ball, I need to clean it, and that is for take away any energy from other readings or energy maybe in the house. So it'd be like a blank piece of paper, and that could make it easier to make the information not be tainted from some other energies. The information that wants to get through. First we're gonna clean it. And what I use is a mixture of like 15 different essential oils that are very good to cleanse crystals with. And there are also some salt, sea salt in that, and on the base on alcohol. So let's cleanse the crystal ball first. Okay. Now I'm gonna read some short facts. Obsidian. Obsidian is formed by the quick cooling of volcanic lava in an earthly and scientific way that causes it to harden like glass. It has been around since the beginning of time and has been used in trading by the Mayas since 100 BC. Obsidian has a glassy luster and is usually black or very dark green, but it can also be found in almost colorless form. Obsidian can be found across the globe, from the azure shores and fishermen huts of Greece to the ice and fire of Iceland, and the mythical jungles and lost cities of Mexico. It's a stone that was loved by the Mayas and the Aztecs. Obsidian was used in a multitude of ways, from jewelry to homeware and even weapons. It was used to make arrowheads and cutting tools, and in its heyday it had more worth than gold. But the allure for obsidian went beyond the basic utilitarian. It was also coveted by shamans, healers, and Stone Age spiritualists. Light healers longed for obsidian, and crystal gazers also craved the stone so they could look deeper into spiritual realms. Obsidian is a highly regarded protective stone, known for its ability to block, absorb, and transform negative energy. Obsidian is believed to be a stone of clarity. Its sharp edges were symbol that the darkness could be pierced to reveal the white light of the truth. Obsidian symbolizes the truth in all its messy glory, the good and the bad, the pretty and the ugly. You will be able to better understand both the light and darkness in your soul. Moreover, obsidian can help you turn away from that darkness to embrace light and love. Its polished surface resembles a mirror for looking into the future with crystal clear clarity, and its volcanic roots speaks to a well of raw energy that, when harnessed, can be soul-shaking. That was some short facts about obsidian. So now let's start the reading and see if this obsidian crystal have some kind of message for all of us today. Okay, just give me a few moments to concentrate on the crystal ball, and soon we'll see if there will come any message through. Glasses on, and let's see if I can catch something. The first thing I see here is the deep, deep waters, deep, dark blue waters of the Atlantic Ocean. And I see it like some kind of vortex forming, spinning, 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 and very upset waters. Something is getting out of control. This vortex, the Atlantic Ocean, is not normal, it's not natural. It looks like it's man-made. And it will get in sort of way out of control and could cause quite big disturbance. Symbolically, I see people with white coats like doctors or lab technicians or something like that, watching over some kind of machinery, some kind of technical construction. And this is getting damaged, or it's not working as it should, and they're like fleeing the place. For me, this looks like some kind of weather control equipment machine, and they will lose control of that machine and it will turn against them. What makes that machine break down? I see a little mouse eating on some cables, and that's some very important cable, and specifically that cable makes everything go or makes everything break down. I'm not sure if it's a real mouse that will make it. Could be something little, and it's some kind of sabotage, because this little mouse also symbolizes some kind of sabotage. A sabotage that will be made, a small effort that really destroys those weather machines, or those strange, that control weather and can cause hurricanes and earthquakes and things like that. They will be taken down. And I see it dark outside. When I see something dark outside, could be during autumn, winter, early spring, when it's still quite dark. Now it shows me the globe, the planet, and country after country, it's like it's sweeping over every country on the globe. And in every country the people are rising up with whatever they have in hand. Could be a baseball tree, could be a pitchfork, could be anything. And they are protesting against their governments, protesting against the corruption, the politicians. Something will happen that will trigger the will in people to protest against injustice, against corruption, against falsehood and war. I see clashes, I see like stormtroopers, special police forces trying to go against those protesters, but they will not be able because the protests are too many and those so-called Darth Vader forces are too few. Special child will be born. Child with some kind of superpowers, very, very bright child. Symbolically, you can almost say like a God incarnated. And since early childhood or early days, this child will show really supernatural abilities that will be shocking. And now I see the Kraken, the huge, giant octopus, symbolically. And that octopus or the Kraken will be blown into 1,000 pieces. So wherever it had their arms, in whatever dirty business, the whole Kraken, the head of the Kraken, the tentacles, anything that had to do with this Kraken will be eliminated. This is very interesting. We are all spiritual beings. Every human, when I say human, have spiritual abilities, intuition. We can tune in, we can feel, we have dreams, many times prophetic. It's like a lot of people at the same time will receive the same message or the same dream or the same feeling. And it's like the universe or something, someone is sending the same message to thousands and thousands of people across our planet at the same time. And it will be quite mind-blowing. And it's a message of light, it's a message of transformation, it's a message of hope. And that big changes are waiting quite soon for not only our planet but the whole universe. Those evil beings, may it be reptilians or other kind of, can call it demonic entities, that are hiding behind some kind of cloaking device so that the majority of the people cannot see them clearly, what they are. I see that cloaking device break down. It stops to work almost at the same time. And suddenly, when you are in a supermarket, at school, at work, watching the TV, whatever, suddenly you're gonna see that person that maybe look very beautiful or handsome or whatever turn into some kind of strange creature, monster-like being. And they will not be able to keep up their appearance, their human appearance, that will disappear. Almost at the same time. This will also happen to some leaders at top position in the USA. Good or bad. Even if they had some kind of cloaking device, doesn't mean that everyone that uses a cloaking device is evil. There are also some benevolent beings that have to use cloaking device, just not to stand out too much from humanity. They are also hiding, but at the same time, both good entities and evil entities will lose this ability to cloak themselves. Here I see, this is also symbolic of big, giant drums. And, muscular men hitting those drums. They are war drums. And they're gonna be louder and louder, and they're gonna drum faster and faster. We will be so very, very close to a giant war. Almost at the limit of annihilation. But we will not go so far. In the worst moment, everything goes back. And the war drums stop beating forever. I don't see this planet disappear in some tragic nuclear war. But we will be quite close for pushing that red button. The CO2 level will rise, and I see more CO2 in the atmosphere. And when that CO2 rises, I see greenery, I see desert flourish, I see forests going, crops getting bigger and stronger, and everything will gonna grow so much bigger and so much faster. And when all those plants really gonna boom, like explosion of life, there will also be a sign that we really are going into a time of plenty, when there is no scarcity of anything. I see birds, I see animals, forests, fields, everything green, flowers. I also see the colder climate where there's not so much life at the moment, like Antarctica or the North Pole. They're gonna get much greener. They're showing me here, the crystal ball, that it's quite near in the future when we will be able to know the truth about Antarctica. what is hidden there, what is really going on there. I see the veil of Antarctica being lifted away. Big storms hitting Europe, even bigger storm hitting US, and that is on its way when this weather modification machinery breaks down. A lot of rain in desert areas around our planet. It's like the whole crust of Earth, Mother Earth, is gonna move. We're gonna feel earthquakes almost everywhere. Not big devastating earthquakes like, towns crashing down. Some places could be bigger than other, but not entire cities gone. It's like Mother Earth starts to breathe again and wants to really evolve and start moving. So in places where there normally are not any earthquakes, we're gonna feel trembling. Not horrible, but it's gonna be a little bit scary. And there are civilizations beneath the earth. Civilizations that have kept themselves hidden or didn't want to show themselves for people on the surface. It will be a time, and it's not far away in the future, that they will come out and reveal themselves too. But still not allowed really humans to go with them to the civilization beneath the surface. And they're showing me they have the secret how to create artificial suns or light. So even beneath the surface there are atmosphere, there are sun, there are some kind of clouds, plants, animals of all kinds. Symbolically, they show me the guillotine. And the guillotine, as you may know, was used during the French Revolution to chop the head off of aristocracy or people in high position that supposedly did wrong against the people. And I see the guillotine coming back. This time, well, symbolically, it's like it will take away those that had committed big crimes against the people. Even the French Revolution was controlled in a way, but this time is no hidden agenda behind it. It's more like some kind of cleansing tool for those that are so corrupt and evil that there are no chance of saving them. And if they still are left, they would continue to do harm against innocent people of all ages. Yeah, they want to say as final message from the crystal ball. It's very beautiful. We think that, for example, it takes 20 or 30 years for a tree to grow up to maturity. But they show that it's not always so true. If the right frequency and the right nutrients are there, a tree can grow up from a seed to a 20 meters tall tree in just a couple of months. So it's like everything will grow so much faster, so much bigger, and some kind of feels like magic, but it's really how it was before the planet was destroyed by all kinds of wars in ancient times. The giant trees, the giant plants, and the giant animals, mushrooms, or whatever they were, somehow are coming back again. Well, that was the message from the Obsidian Crystal Ball. And to all of you wonderful viewers out there, if you have liked what you have seen and heard, please don't forget to press like button, share button, and subscription button. And try to be strong, don't lose hope. It seems like we are heading to some very big and spectacular changes for all of us, changes for the better. Yeah. And if we stay together or help each other through those crises that are coming, we will be able also to, take advantage of all those miracles that are waiting ahead. So once again, to all of you, I want to thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we're gonna see each other soon again. Bye bye.